does the endangerment part mean in operating a vehicle while intoxicated, while endangering a person? That sounds so ominous, endangering a person. Endangerment essentially means bad driving. That's what it means, essentially. Let's break it down a little bit. Operating a vehicle while intoxicated, while endangering a person. So there's 5 elements. Operating a vehicle while intoxicated, endangering a person. Let's focus on the endangering part. Everybody always calls the office, Mark, it sounds like I was driving like a maniac. I flipped the car. I didn't do any of that. I just got pulled over. And I tell these people all the time, the evidence for endangerment is very low. We're talking very, very low. So here are some common endangerment type activities. Crossing the center line, that's number 1, the most common one probably. The second most common is some sort of weaving within the lane. And so you'll see officers, oh, they're weaving within their lane. Well, the reality is the Earth's a circle, so you can't really drive in a straight line. Some states have even said that, but Indiana is not one of them. So weaving within your lane, that is a sign of endangerment. Obviously, a crashed car, that's endangerment. So there's all sorts of little things we can see. So when you see the words endangerment, don't freak out. It definitely makes a C misdemeanor into an A misdemeanor. An A misdemeanor is maximum time in jail of 1 year, whereas a C misdemeanor is 60 days. So it doesn't matter. And if we can get rid of the endangerment charge, I think that's a great idea, because I think it's a lot easier to explain to jobs, friends, family, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, I blew above the legal limit, as opposed to, yeah, I was endangering everybody. That sounds terrible. The second part is people will often tell me, hey, Mark, there was nobody on the road. I couldn't have endangered anybody because I was by myself. Don't get too hung up on this. In an effort to punish alleged drunk drivers as much as possible, basically there can be a phantom person. You could have endangered somebody if somebody had been coming. So if and when a person crossed the center line, if it could have endangered somebody else, well, that's going to be enough for the endangerment charge to stick. So endangerment is a very low burden of proof by the state of Indiana, and you can even use an imaginary person that was endangered. So you can even the only person actually endangered would be yourself. So with that, a few more things. Endangerment has to be some additional action than intoxication. So there's some court cases, and the court cases do cause some confusion, but the laws were changed around 2001. And basically there has to be more evidence than just intoxication. So back in the day, well, that person was really drunk, therefore there's no way they could have operated the vehicle safely. Whether or not someone agrees with that, the reality is the case law today, there has to be some sort of extra evidence. So for example, somebody gets pulled over because their tail light is out. Well, they're not driving endangering anybody. They're getting pulled over because their tail light's out. There's even a case where a person got pulled over because of a tail light, and the prosecutor argued that the person was endangering the public because the tail light was out. And the judge convicted that person of endangering for having blown tail light. Court of Appeals said, no, 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 no. That's equipment malfunction. How come I know so much about this case? Because it was me. I was the prosecutor. And I got overturned on appeal when I was a prosecutor. So I won one for the defense when I was a prosecutor. But there has to be something extra for endangerment. You can't just be like, yeah, there are too intoxicated to operate a vehicle safely in any capacity. So that's the big one. Some judges still don't like that law, but they've been around for more than 23 years. They've seen that law change, and they'll argue with me, and they'll say, Mark, you're telling me this person could have argued, this person could have driven safely, X, Y, and Z. And I tell them, Judge, the law changes. If some butts were candy and nuts, we'd all be well fed. They don't like that. But you get them laughing. The reality is endangerment, people see that, they freak out. Don't read too much into endangerment. Let us deal with that, the attorneys. If anybody has any questions about operating a vehicle while intoxicated, while endangering a person, give me a call, 317-632-3642. I will talk about DUI defense all day. But most importantly, remember to always plead the fifth.